Alright you guys, I'm going to show you guys how I make my chicken in the oven. I do it the same way, whether it's drumsticks, chicken breast, thighs, whatever. If I'm eating rice and beans, this is the way I make my chicken. So I'm going to start by putting down my secret ingredient, Italian dressing. I put this down on the bottom so the chicken doesn't stick to the bottom. So we're just going to put a little bit down on the bottom like that. Alright, so now that I put that down, I'm just going to take my chickens and put them down. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is put more of this Italian dressing on top of the chicken. This is going to make the chicken really moist and flavorful as well. I love putting this chicken juice on top of my white rice. It makes it taste so good. Alright, that's enough. I like to put a lot, you guys. You don't have to put this much. I just like to put a lot because I like to really flavor my chicken. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some adobo on top of it. It's to your flavor, you guys. It's to your liking. That's the way you season the food. I can't open this adobo. Watch, you guys. It just keeps turning. It just keeps turning. Alright, so you're going to put adobo down on top of the chicken. Remember, you guys, it's to your liking. That's how much you're going to put down. This adobo, something's wrong with it. It's like chunky or something. Alright, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some garlic powder down. I'm running low on my garlic powder, so I'm not going to put as much as I usually would, because I need some for my beans as well. And then we're going to put down sazon. And for this much chicken, I'm going to use 3 packages. So, and then we're going to put a little bit of black pepper on top. Not that much. Yeah, not that much. And look at the ones on the end. I hate this dispenser. It's from Price Right. I'm never getting it from there again. I'm going to add a little bit of the salad dressing on the sides, just so it can mix in with the juice. Alright, I'm putting my chicken in a preheated oven at 350. I'm going to leave it in there for an hour at 350, and once an hour hits, I'm going to put it up to 375 and leave it in there for 30 minutes. Alright, you guys, in the oven it goes. Alright, you guys, I'm going to show you how I make my white rice real quick. Alright, it depends how much rice you're going to make. It depends how much people you're feeding. I'm just going to do how much I normally make. I usually make 4 cups, because obviously my kids don't eat that much. Alright, so I'm just going to pour it in here. You may soak your rice, you may not. I choose not to soak my rice. I like how it cooks better. 3, 4. So that's 4 cups of rice. I'm using Goya medium. Alright, you guys, I'm going to add some canola oil. I'm just going to put like maybe 1 spoonful of this in there. And then you're going to mix it up so that all the rice is coated. I'm also going to turn my burner on to a 6. This is a gas stove. So you're just mixing so all the oil and then we're going to add some salt. You don't want to add too much, just add it to your taste and what your family likes. Alright, I'm going to let this heat up for about a minute, and then I'm going to add the water. Alright, now that the rice is ready, I'm going to add 4 cups of water. And what I'm doing is, whatever container I filled the rice in, I'm filling the water in. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Alright, before I put the half in, I'm just going to check to see if it's enough. And by checking, you put the spoon in your rice, and if it stands up, that means you have enough water. Let's see. And you guys, if you see the spoon right now standing up, when you are cooking rice, if your spoon stays like this, that means you got the perfect amount of water in there. This is perfect. This is what I wanted. So I'm going to let this come to a boil. I'm going to put it up to 7. I'm on a gas stove, so a 7 on a gas stove is probably like an 8 on an electric stove, and I'm gonna start on the beans. Alright guys, we're gonna start the beans. The first thing you're gonna do is start your pan up. I'm putting it on 6. You wanna get it hot so that way your oil can get hot. And I'm just gonna pour some oil in here so it can start getting nice and hot. Alright, while we're waiting for this oil to get hot, so the rice is boiling, and I'm just going to mix it, and we're just going to boil it until all the water is gone, which it basically is. So I'm just going to wait 1 more minute, and I'm going to put the cover on. I'm going to add the onions. You're going to cut up a half of an onion. I just put a little bit of onions in here. I always add fresh onions to my beans. So it basically what it's doing is it's brightening the sofrito. It's waking up the sofrito, because the sofrito, as you guys know, it has onions already in there. But alright guys, the water boiled out of my rice. The water boiled out, so I'm going to turn it down to number 2 and cover it. And you are not going to open this for 20 minutes. Do not touch it, do not mix it, do not open the cover, nothing. Make sure it's on number 2 and leave it. We just want to, I'm going to turn it down to 4 because it's frying really fast and you don't want the onions to brown or burn or anything. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sofrito. I have mine frozen in these little things so you can just take out how much you need. So I'm just going to add 1 at a time to see if that's how much, but I most likely am going to need 2. I'm just going to add it straight in there with the oil. Number 2. It smells so good. That's all I need. I only needed 2 of them. Alright, so I'm going to turn it back up to 6, and we're just going to boil this for a couple minutes. Alright, now we're going to add 1 can of, it's 8 ounces of sauce. We're going to add an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. It can be any brand. I usually use the Goya one, but this is the only one I have on hand. Just going to mix that up. The first thing I'm going to add is some adobo. And remember guys, it's not focusing. There you go. And remember guys, this is to your liking, to your family's liking. It depends how much you add. So I'm going to add that much adobo. I'm going to add garlic powder. Garlic powder. I'm going to add that much. I'm going to add some black pepper. Some onion powder. And a packet of sazon. Alright, then you're going to mix this all up. Now this is basically your base for your beans. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 whole can with the juice of pink beans. You can use any brand you want. Alright. Now we're going to add 1 can of water. I'm just going to fill this can up with water and pour it in here. So as you guys can see, it's a little bit under 1 can. About maybe a ½ inch. I'm just going to pour that in. I'm going to turn this up to high number 8 or 9 because I want to bring it to a boil. While this is coming to a boil, I'm gonna go peel my potatoes. Alright, you guys, it came to a boil. I just peeled the potatoes and cut them into pieces, and then I put them in here. It came to a boil, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn it down to number 2 and you're gonna cover it. And number 2. And then you're gonna mix it every 10 minutes just so the potatoes don't stick to the bottom. The rice I should be checking in 5 minutes, and the dinner should be coming to done. Also, it's been an hour, so I'm going to turn the oven up to 375. I'm going to take the foil off so that way the skin can get crunchy. Woo! So, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm just mixing it so the potatoes aren't sticking. And then we're going to let it cook for another 10 minutes. You just usually let it cook until the sauce thickens a little bit and the potatoes are done. So about 10 to 15 more minutes and the beans will be done. I'm about to mix the rice now. Alright, after 20 minutes you want to mix your rice because you want to make sure the top is cooked as well. So we're going to take the bottom and put it to the top. So you just want to do that all the way around. So you're just taking the bottom and bringing it to the top. And I can hear Baby Gio yelling again. And you want to make like a little mound. Like that. Then you're going to put the top back on and let it cook for another 10 minutes, and then we're going to shut the heat off, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and it should be perfect. This is the chicken, you guys, when it's done. It looks so good, so tender. The meat's falling off the bone. Like, I can't wait to eat. OMG. I'm mixing the beans one more time before they're finished. They just gotta cook for about 5 more minutes and they should be done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick a fork in and it goes in real smooth. So the potatoes should be done in 5 minutes. And the rice should be done in 5 minutes too. So we are ready to eat.